dudes, it's Demi and I am back for another Disney Wish video. Tonight I'm going to be taking you for a dining review at 1923. This is part of your rotational dining inspired by Walt and Roy Disney. There are two separate halls, one called Walt, one called Roy, but they look exactly the same. Your navigator app will tell you which room you're going to go to and which day you're going to go to. This is my final night here on the Disney Wish show. We have yet to eat at this rotational dining versus everything else. So we're gonna go inside, get a bunch of appetizers, a few entrees, and a bunch of desserts. So let's get in there, let's see the beautiful restaurant, and let's go get into some hijinks. We just sat down. I love the art deco vibes in here. I also love that we're literally have a porthole view to the ocean. It is gorgeous. If you get one of those seats, it's amazing. I sat there for breakfast this morning because they also do breakfast from 8 to 9:30 in here, and it was so nice to sit by the porthole. I also want to point out these chairs. They're very comfortable. This has a very sophisticated feel, especially compared to what we saw over in Marvel and in Arendelle. I mean, obviously those were very themed to what we were, doing, but in here it's just, really classy and gorgeous, inspired by Walt and Roy and their animation. You're going to see lots of animation all over the restaurant, and again, this is the same as the Walt Disney side. They just maybe have some different artwork, but don't feel like you're missing out because it's going to be exactly the same. So they just assign you which room that you're in. Let's take a look at the menu here at 1923. For appetizers, we have a porcini spiced ahi tuna, a 4-cheese tricolor tortellini, a burrata mozzarella and prosciutto di Parma, and a duck confit pastilla. For salad, we have a fennel, Bartlett pear, and tatsoi salad, and then a split Napa baby romaine lettuce. For soups, we have a pulled guinea hen corn chowder and a roasted Roma tomato soup. Our entrees here, we have a tortellini pasta, a seared verlasso salmon fillet, a riverside roasted green circle chicken, and an Italian parsley rosemary crusted rack of lamb, and a 1923 peppered filet mignon. Our vegetarian options are a Moroccan spice roasted kabocha and butternut squash, and a Buena Vista soft shell tacos. For lighter notes, we have a lobster salad, or you can do the grilled sirloin steak, roasted breast of chicken, and an oven-baked fillet of salmon. All of those 3 entrees come with garden vegetables and your choice of steamed white rice or baked potato. And remember, this is rotational dining. This is included in your cruise, and you can get as many things on the menu as you want. You can get multiple of one as well. You can get the entire entrees list. You can get the entire appetizer list. It is included and kind of a little bit expected that people always overorder. And if you have leftovers, they will give you a tray to take it back to your room. Our bread service tonight is some rolls, and we have some olive bread as well with a garlic butter dipping. I'm sorry, I said garlic butter. It is a honey butter dip. Oh, that's really good. Sweetness from the honey, really, really creamy butter, and the rolls are pretty good too. It works really well from the saltiness of the olives. Our appetizers have arrived. As I've been eating on the Disney Wish, I have noticed a very, very similar pattern in all of the rotational dining. The appetizers are where it's at. So we got all of them. So first we have the porcini spiced ahi tuna, pickled lotus root, oyster mushroom, black sesame brittle, wasabi, and yuzu mayonnaise. Next we have the Hyperion 4-cheese tricolor tortellini, Meyer lemon artichoke, sun-dried tomatoes, and baby spinach. Then we have the burrata mozzarella cheese and the prosciutto di Parma with crisp cranberry, sunflower seed phyllo, and charred blood orange. And finally we have the Kingswell duck confit pastilla, dates, apricot, ginger, red pepper, saffron, and black raspberry jam. These all look so good. I can't wait to dig in. And again, the appetizers have been quite a hit here on the Wish, and personally, I'm sure it's going to be the same tonight, where I'm going to tell you, just get a bunch of appetizers and maybe don't even get an entree. First up is that ahi tuna, and they gave us a side of soy sauce. Let's give it a try. I'm just going to try it with the yuzu mayonnaise that comes with it. First of all, that mayo is super tasty, super tangy, and the tuna it tastes super fresh. It's cold in a good way it's supposed to be. It has such great flavor. It's nice and a little bit of salty, but it's not like fishy, and it's just like got a nice little bit of the pepper on the top. It's not chewy, it's not stringy, it's delicious. I'm gonna try it with the lotus root and the sesame brittle. Oh, that sesame brittle is super good. You can taste the flavor of the sesame seeds. It's got like a little bit of sweetness, and with the tuna, it's nice and crunchy. And the lotus root gives it a little crunch too. The flavors work really well together. Overall, this is a delicious appetizer. Now let's try the tortellini. We have some artichoke here. I love me a tortellini. There's even some dried tomatoes, which I love. I like this a lot. First of all, with the artichoke, it's very good. The sauce itself doesn't have like that much flavor, this green sauce. I assume it's pesto. It doesn't really say. And the tortellini is very tasty. It has really good natural flavors to it. And then you just add that sun-dried tomato with the artichoke, and it's just all good flavors all around. I really like this. I don't always like a pasta dish, but tortellini usually is pretty good, and this mixture really hits. Next, we have the burrata with the prosciutto di Parma. Let's break it open, because usually it's nice and yes, look at that. Beautiful inside. It looks so creamy. I love me some burrata. Let's try it. Yeah, I mean, it's literally burrata and prosciutto, and it's good. It slaps. The burrata is nice and creamy. Really light flavors in the burrata, but the prosciutto is very salty, so it works really well with the cheese. It's a really nice balance of the creamy and the salt, and it's really delicious. If you like this kind of style of food, you're gonna love this. Highly recommend. I squeezed a little of that blood orange. You can see how red and juicy it is. I'm gonna try it with some prosciutto. I'm sorry, prosciutto. I don't know why I said prosciutto. Maybe it's because I live in New York and they all say it that way. Oh, that's so good. That cracker, really sweet, crunch. And you don't really get that much of the blood orange, but overall still an incredible appetizer. Finally, we have the duck confit. Let's open it up. Here is the inside. You see the duck in there. On top, you have the apricots and the dates and the puff pastry. Let's give it a try. I added some of the black raspberry jam. That's good. Yeah, that is really delicious. The duck is really good inside. It has really great flavor. You get like the softness from the duck with the really crispy pastry, and then you get the sweetness from the apricots and the dates and that jam. Lots of really great flavors in there. Overall, all these appetizers slapped. And again, this has been a pattern of all of the rotational dining that we've done. We've done them all now. The appetizers are usually like up here, and then the entrees are like here, because the entrees kind of feel like when you go to a wedding. But so far, right now, 1923, I would say you literally get any of these appetizers, get all of them, try them all. They're all very good. So let's now look at the entrees and hope for the best. Our entrees have arrived. We got 2 off the regular menu and 1 vegetarian. First, we have that tortellini pasta, prosecco cream, pancetta shallots, cremini mushrooms, and lemon thyme. Next, we have the 1923 peppered filet mignon with buttered long green beans, smoked bacon, crushed fingerling potato hash, pink pepper cafe au lait. And they gave us a side of gravy. And then finally, we have the vegetarian option, the Moroccan spice roasted kabocha and butternut squash with zalouk, garbanzo, cinnamon brown rice, couscous, cilantro, arugula, pita, harissa, dairy-free yogurt. It looks very good, actually. Let's try these entrees. Let's try the pasta first. The pasta is cooked really well. It's like a little al dente. The cream sauce is pretty good. It's a little plain, but it's warm, and the creamy taste is very good. But I could have used a little bit more seasoning. I feel like that's what I say. I've said in every video. You can use a little more seasoning. Yeah, it's a little plain, but it's really not that bad. It's definitely like one of the better entrees I've had on this entire ship. So overall, I'd say if you like a pasta dish, this is one to maybe consider because it's not bad, but it's also not wonderful. I will say though, I don't eat mushrooms. I have a weird thing. I do, and my husband tried it with the mushroom, and he said it's much better with the mushroom. Let's try the filet. So unfortunately, I had a really bad experience with the steak at the Marble restaurant where I couldn't eat it because I asked for it medium and it came totally rare. So I thought, well, maybe I should ask for it medium well, and that way it'll be medium, but it's definitely more medium well, which is unfortunate for a filet. On top of it, like, they make, 1,000 of these constantly, like, on a rotator. So that's why I'm always a little, like, unsure about steak in this type of situation. It's like when you go to a wedding, but they did give us gravy, and we have the potato. So let's give it all a try. Let's just try it on its own first. Very plain. There's like no salt on there at all. And obviously it's not the way I wanted to cook, but I did say medium well, so it's probably right. I was just afraid that was going to happen again. It's really nothing special. It tastes like when you go to a wedding, like I said, wedding steak. But if you want a filet, it is here and it is included in your stay. But I'm going to try it with the gravy now. Okay, the gravy makes it obviously a lot better. There's flavor in the gravy. It makes it more juicy as well. There's like some pepper like in the gravy. But still very basic, very wedding style filet mignon. Let's try this fingerling potato mash. This actually looks pretty interesting. We gotta put the gravy on there because there's nothing in there. My grandma makes mashed potatoes, literally just she makes the potato and mashes it because she's a monster, obviously. And I grew up eating mashed potatoes wrong my whole life. That's why I love going out and eating mashed potatoes, because I get to have it with all the cream and the fat and how it tastes so perfect. I love my grandma more than anything, but her mashed potatoes are nonsense. And this is what it reminded me of. So I'm going to add the gravy. Again, it helps. There's nothing special at all about it, though. But there is bacon-wrapped string beans, so I'm sure this will save the day. String beans are just steamed. It's really nothing. It's just steamed. It's very basic, a very basic, super wedding-like entree. I have hope for this vegetarian entree because we have some sweet potato, we have the pita, we have couscous, we have rice, and it looks like pretty decent. It also, though, kind of looks a little dry, so let's give it a try, though. I got a little couscous with the sweet potato. It's so dry, bone dry. There's like, I just found some like stuff smushed in the middle. I'm gonna like add that onto it to see if it helps, but there's not that much to, like, it won't cover the entire dish. It's just very dry, not that much flavor. The rice has like mixed like dried raisin or like apricot in there. I think it's raisin. And it's better because it has the raisin, but the whole thing is just very dry. I had high hopes for it. It looked good from the outside, but really it's very, very plain, very dry. No, not that much flavors at all. So, like I predicted, entrees aren't really the best here. I did like the pasta a little bit, but honestly, I think the play here for this and for all of the other rotational dining is to do some appetizers, maybe some soup and salad, and then do the desserts. Because the desserts have been pretty decent. They've been really, really good. There were some that have been really excellent. So we're going to try a bunch now, and hopefully these will be good as well. Let's now take a look at the dessert menu here at 1923. Oh, it's so pretty. You can see all the animation. I love how all the dessert menus on this ship look like have a like signature look to them. So here for dessert we have some churros with sugar spice and dulce de leche, which, yes, I'm very excited about. A flourless orange almond cake, a Atwater Fuji apple cheesecake. For the ice cream sundae, it's the Hollywood Hills hot chocolate fudge sundae. And then we have the signature dessert, which is the Burbank blueberry lemon Bavarian cream, and the no sugar added coconut tapioca pudding. Our desserts have arrived. They look incredible. First, we have those churros with the dulce de leche dipping cream. I love churros. They don't look quite as good as Nomad Lounge over in Disney's Animal Kingdom, but can't wait to try them. Next, we have our signature dessert, the Burbank Blueberry Lemon Bavarian Cream with Ecuador vanilla bean, lemon rocks, and dried raspberry meringue. Next, we have that flourless orange almond cake with the guava gel and the lychee yogurt cream. Finally, we have the Atwater Fuji apple cheesecake with sweet dough shell, caramelized apples, cinnamon cheesecake, and rolled out oat crumble. Let's give them a try. They look pretty dang good.
Well, I'd say now, if things go south, I apologize. It's easy to get on camera when it goes south. Right, so I'm just going to use this walk-in Liberty hot dog right here. So I take one from here, go like this. It's two.
Oh.
Right?
Okay.
Two here, yeah?
Yep.
Look here. Again, third, yeah?
Wow.
So 3 coins. Put them on my hand like this. Comes up. Yeah.
Whoa.
2 coins.
Yeah.
So you like this. This is the one, yeah? 1 coin left.
Yeah. Wow.
Take.
Wow. Excellent clapping noises because I can't, because I'm holding one of my bananas. That was awesome. Thank you, friend.
Thank you very much.
All right, first up, we're gonna try the churros. Now that I got a new bowl of dulce de leche, because I went to pick up the tray, the plate, and I don't even know what happened, but it got like all over me. Like, then the cup disappeared. It was like magic. Get it? Like magic. But let's try out one of these churros. I'm a huge fan of the churros at Nomad Lounge and Disney's Animal Kingdom. So let's give these a try. Okay, so because our friend came over and did the magic for us, they've been sitting out, so they're a little cold. And you really have to eat churros right away. These are like at least cooked pretty well. The cinnamon sugar is good. If they were warmer, they would be better. Eat them right away. The dulce de leche is pretty good with it. It tastes different than the dulce de leche that you get at Nomad, but it could also just be that it's cold. They're no Nomad Lounge churros, but they're still pretty good churros. Let's try the flourless orange almond cake with the lychee yogurt cream. That's pretty good. Very citrusy from the orange and from the guava. You can really get mostly the guava. The lychee cream is really good with it too. The whole thing itself is very creamy because there's no flour, obviously. Overall, not bad. If you like orange, you may really enjoy that. If you like guava, honestly, it's more guava than orange. If you like guava, this is pretty good. Let's try the Fuji apple cheesecake. Oh my goodness. That is the inside. You can see all the cheesecake inside. You see the apples in here. You got the crumbs and the tart. Let's try it all together. I give like the biggest bite here. That is delicious. There's a lot happening. It's basically like an apple pie with cheesecake on top with caramel, and it all works well. It's very tasty. The cheesecake is really nice on here, honestly. It's creamy and cold and like really soft, so it goes really well with the other textures. Honestly, I don't know why I've never thought of having apple pie and cheesecake together, but now I kind of want to do that all the time. That's a really great combination. That's an excellent dessert. Finally, we have the blueberry lemon Bavarian cream with all the stuff on the side, the meringue, and the raspberry. Let's try it. And that is the inside. Let's do it. Got a little of everything. That's pretty tasty. I really like it with the fruit and the meringue on top. I think the raspberry really helped push out the flavor a lot, that fresh raspberry. Because the blueberry is inside of the cream, it already has that like great berry to it, but I really think adding that extra bit on top really makes a difference. Yeah, because on its own, it's very simple, very light. You don't get too much of that blueberry flavor. It's very like a very good hint of it. It's just not that strong of a flavor. But with all the stuff together, it's very good and a very different little unique little dessert here. Overall, again, super impressed with the desserts and the appetizers and not the entrees. This is the way to go. Appetizers and desserts. You will be the most happy by doing it this way. Well, my dudes, that was dinner here at 1923. I will say, out of all of the 3 rotational dinings, this was the best for food. But of course, like I said, inside, those appetizers and the desserts are the way to go here. The entrees, they're just like wedding entrees where they're just not really anything spectacular. It's like, that's why people really like cocktail hours more at weddings, because there's more variety and stuff, versus just like the plated sit-down food, which is always just kind of whatever, because they're making 1,000 out of a time. But this was definitely, again, the best restaurant for food. Marvel and Frozen had like some definitely good stuff in there too. Again, more appetizers and desserts. But I think those restaurants, definitely the appeal is more of the theming. And because this theming really is just very simple and classic, they really knocked it out with the food. So I think you'll have a really good time here for your rotational dining if you're looking for good food. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like the video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, hit your bell notification so you don't miss anything that goes on this channel. Follow me on Instagram at Hijinx. Be sure to check out my Patreon. Become a patron, you'll get exclusive bonus content. You'll be helping me to continue bring you great content here on this channel. Make sure to check out my full tour of the ship video, my full room tour, all of the days that we've done, day 1, 2, 3, and 4, and all of the dining videos for the Disney Wish. And until next time, my dudes, I hope you guys get into some hijinks very, very soon. Bye-bye.